The world doesn't hand you power, it dares you to take it. John Wick, a man carved from loss and forged in vengeance, teaches us this truth in every blood-soaked frame of his story. They wanted a monster? Let them have what they asked for. And while you're at it, work hard in silence. Let your success scream so loud it shakes the earth beneath their feet. This is the fire of John Wick's legacy, the raw, unyielding lessons etched in his path. And I'm here to burn them into your soul, with a story that'll make you rise, fight, and never bow.
Picture John Wick, a man who wanted peace, a quiet life with his wife, his dog, his home. He tried to be soft, to be human, to leave the shadows behind. But the world doesn't let men like him rest. They saw his restraint, his attempt at normalcy, and they mistook it for weakness. A punk kid, Iosef, thought he could steal Wick's car, kill his dog, the last tether to his humanity, and walk away. The Tarasov family thought they could crush him under their boot, laugh at his pain, and forget his name. They wanted a monster? Oh, they got one. John Wick didn't beg for mercy. He didn't plead for justice. He became justice. He became the storm. Every bullet, every blade, every broken bone was his answer to their arrogance. He didn't just fight, he dominated. A force so relentless they whispered his name like a curse. Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. And here's the first lesson. When they push you, when they strip away what you love, don't break. Become what they fear most. Let them choke on their own regret. But John Wick's power wasn't born in those moments of vengeance. It was forged in silence, in the years he honed his craft, built his legend, and walked away from it all. He didn't need to scream his strength to the world. His reputation did that for him. When he returned, it wasn't with words or boasts. It was with action. One man against an army, moving like a phantom, every step deliberate, every strike lethal. That's the second lesson. Work hard in silence. Shock them with your success. You don't see Wick posting about his grind, begging for applause, or seeking approval. He sharpened his skills, stacked his gold coins, and built a name that made crime lords tremble years after he'd gone quiet. You want to climb the mountain? Don't announce your plans. Don't waste breath on doubters. Grind in the dark, where no one's watching. Let your results hit them like a sledgehammer, so loud they can't ignore you, so bright they can't look away. But John Wick's power wasn't born in those moments of vengeance. It was forged in silence, in the years he honed his craft, built his legend, and walked away from it all. He didn't need to scream his strength to the world. His reputation did that for him. When he returned, it wasn't with words or boasts. It was with action. One man against an army, moving like a phantom, every step deliberate, every strike lethal. That's the second lesson. Work hard in silence. Shock them with your success. You don't see Wick posting about his grind, begging for applause, or seeking approval. He sharpened his skills, stacked his gold coins, and built a name that made crime lords tremble years after he'd gone quiet. You want to climb the mountain? Don't announce your plans. Don't waste breath on doubters. Grind in the dark where no one's watching. Let your results hit them like a sledgehammer, so loud they can't ignore you, so bright they can't look away. Now let's crawl deeper into this fire. They wanted a monster, didn't they? Those people, the ones who looked at you like you're nothing, who laughed at your dreams, who kicked you when you were down, they don't get to define you. John Wick's enemies thought they knew him. They thought he was a relic, a has-been, a man who'd gone soft. They didn't know the beast they were waking. You've got that same beast inside you. Every time they doubted you, every time they lied about your worth, they fed it. They stoked the fire in your chest and now it's roaring. Don't hide it, don't tame it, let it loose. The world's cruel, cold, and it doesn't care about your tears. Mercy? That's for suckers. Respect? That fades. But fear sticks. When they see what you've become, unbreakable, unstoppable, they'll wish they'd never crossed you. That's what Wick did. He didn't just kill his enemies. He erased their world, tore down their empires, and left their names in ashes. Be that kind of monster, not for them, but for you. Here's where it gets raw. Being a monster isn't about chaos or cruelty. It's about focus, clarity, purpose. John Wick wasn't a mindless killer. Every move was calculated,
every shot precise. He didn't waste energy on petty grudges or small-time revenge. He saw the battlefield for what it was and played to win. You want to thrive? Stop playing by their rules. The world wants you tamed, obedient, predictable. They want you to bow, to beg for scraps, to fit in their neat little boxes. John Wick burned those boxes to the ground. He didn't ask for permission to be great. He took it. That's your third lesson. Power lies in the pain they gave you. Every lie, every betrayal, every scar is fuel. Use it. Sharpen it into a weapon. When they call you weak, show them how wrong they were. When they try to chain you, break the chains and keep climbing. Let's talk about survival. Wick didn't just survive. He thrived in a world that wanted him dead. The High Table, the global syndicate of assassins, threw everything at him. Armies, bounties, betrayal. They stripped away his allies, his home, his name. But he kept moving, kept fighting, kept rising. Why? Because he embraced the monster they made. He didn't flinch at the blood or the pain. He wore it like armor. You've got scars too, don't you? Moments when the world tried to bury you. When you crawled through the dirt, bleeding, broken, but still breathing. That's where your strength lies. Not in what you've gained, but in what you've lost. The world took your softness, your hope, your illusions, and left you with something harder, sharper, realer. That's your edge. Don't be ashamed of it. Own it. Every wound is proof you're still here, still standing, still dangerous. Now, listen close, because this is where most people falter. They wanted a monster, but don't just be their nightmare. Be your own legend. John Wick didn't fight for applause or validation. He fought for himself, for the memory of his wife, for the dog that reminded him he could still feel. You're not here to prove anything to them. You're here to look in the mirror and see someone who refused to be broken. They hate monsters because monsters don't care. They don't bend to rules, don't play nice, don't beg. That's what scares them, your freedom, your refusal to be tamed. When Wick walked into a room, the air changed. People froze. They knew they were in the presence of something unstoppable. You can be that. Not by shouting, not by pleading, but by becoming so strong, so focused, that your presence alone makes them tremble. Let's burn this into your bones. The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. Not respect, not love, not a second chance. You think they'll cheer for you when you climb that mountain? Nah, they'll fear you, and that's better. Fear keeps them in check. Fear makes sure they never forget your name. John Wick didn't go back to his enemies with open arms. He went back with fire, with purpose, with a will so fierce it rewrote their world. When they came crawling, begging for mercy, he didn't even look their way. Monsters don't forgive. Monsters don't forget. You want strength? It's in the ashes of everything they tried to take from you. You want power? It's in the blood and bones of every fight you've survived. Here's the truth they don't want you to hear. You're not the hero of this story. Heroes die. They get slaughtered, forgotten, buried under the weight of their own righteousness. John Wick wasn't a hero. He was a force, a reckoning, a man who decided his own rules. You want to live? Stop thinking like a hero. Start thinking like a monster. Burn down the forest, salt the earth, leave nothing for them to follow. Take what's yours and don't apologize. When they try to drag you down, don't fight them. Rise so high they can't touch you. Wick didn't just survive the High Table's wrath. He dismantled it piece by piece, until even their myths couldn't hold him. Now, let's talk about you. You're standing on this mountain, aren't you? You crawled here, hands and knees, through the dirt, the doubt, the pain. You came for answers, for change, and I'm telling you something you might not want to hear. The world doesn't care about your climb. They'll forget your name before the sun sets. They'll laugh at your scars and call you weak. So what? You don't need their applause. You don't need their permission. You've got something they'll never have. The fire they stoked. The monster they created. They thought you'd crumble, fade away. Just another broken soul in a sea of failures. But you didn't. You're here, standing tall, looking down at the world that tried to bury you. So what's it gonna be? You gonna go back down that mountain and play their game, fit into their mold, pretend you're still one of them? Or you gonna show them what you've become? They wanted a monster. Give it to them. Let them see the rage, the hunger, the power they unleashed. Tear down their lies, their rules, their world. Don't stop until there's nothing left. But here's the secret. This isn't about them. It's about you. Every step you take, every fight you win, is for the person you see in the mirror. You're not just surviving, you're ruling. You're not just a monster, you're a legend. John Wick didn't ask for this life, but when it came, he owned it. He took their hate, their betrayal, their violence, and turned it into something unstoppable. You can do the same. Work hard in silence. Let your success be your roar. When they doubt you, when they push you, when they try to break you, don't bend. Become the thing they fear most. They wanted a monster, let them have it. But make sure it's your monster, your fire, your victory. Go back down that mountain and take what's yours. Rip it from their hands if you have to. And when they look at you, when they see the storm you've become, they'll know. They created this, and now they have to live with it. You're not just climbing, you're conquering. And this is only the beginning.